So, hi guys, this is Rufus Kamau on the Bullish Banter podcast again. So, today I have very interesting guests, guys you have not heard before. So, I would like to begin with an introduction. So, hi Brenda.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
My name is Brenda Kirema. I work here at FX Pesa. I lead the education team here in Kenya and Kampala.
She leads the FX Pesa Academy. Welcome to the podcast. Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Rufus.
Yes, can you do an introduction?
My name is Anthony Ngige. I'm the current CEO for iWorld Afrique, and it's a company that mostly ventures into machine learning applications.
Awesome. So today we are going to have a very interesting topic. We will be talking about AI or artificial intelligence. I know for most of you guys, it clicks ChatGPT whenever you hear AI. So a quick question to you, Anthony, about AI. What do you think the average Kenyan thinks whenever they hear the word AI?
I think the average Kenyan, when they hear AI, they conjure the image of ChatGPT, but AI goes way deeper than that. We have AI started first in the medical industry. For example, we had the Moderna medicine. It was created using AI. So ChatGPT is what we call a large language model. It is utilizing GPT-4 model. So it's just but a drop in the ocean for the AI world.
I think it has been quite instrumental for us, especially for me in my work. So when I'm doing my research, trying to, I'll take a couple of hours to write down a market analysis article. But now with support from ChatGPT, it makes the work way shorter. So in terms of trading and investing, how long have you been in the markets, or what have you been trading?
For me, in the forex market, mostly I've been in the crypto market. That's where I've mostly done forex.
Yes. How long?
Since 2019, makes it about 4 years now.
Oh, awesome. So, Brenda, are you using any AI applications in your work?
So I'll make reference to what you're doing in the academies. It's very interesting because every Friday we have these setups. We do a lot of technical analysis, a lot of fundamental analysis. And what I'm observing in the classrooms is that whenever we have news, we have actually students who go to ChatGPT to be able to interpret what these news are saying. So in our classrooms, you're getting a lot of people actually using ChatGPT, although I know it's very far away from what AI is in the bigger context, but that is what we have observed so far in our classes.
Interesting. I think it was last week I was trading. So some guy posted on Twitter that there is an explosion in Pentagon. And immediately there was a big spike in the NASDAQ. And to be honest, that kind of hit me. I wasn't expecting that in the markets. So later on, a couple of minutes later, it was confirmed that the news was not true and the markets recovered. So how do you think, Anthony, AI is affecting the markets right now?
AI is a powerful tool in the markets. When you look in terms of fundamental analysis, when it comes to trading, there's one key thing which I think is called the sentimental analysis, how news are perceived by people and all that. When AI is utilized well, you find that when it comes to sentimental analysis, it can be able to sift through data, news that are coming in at a higher rate that any human being can be able to sift through. So if it's used well, it can be able to give good sentimental analysis and be able to help a trader make the right trading decision. But under the wrong hands, people can utilize it to also spread fake news, and it can spread like wildfire.
In terms of trading, especially forex, crypto, and other assets, would you say that AI has become the Manchester City while the individual trader is now the Chelsea?
I think that would be correct to say.
Yeah.
Because we human beings, we make errors. When you're doing technical analysis, when you're looking at historical data, you'll probably look at historical data maybe for 5 years because that's what you're limited
Yes.
to maybe analyze, and it will take you time. But here you have a large language model that can be able to sift data for over 20 years in minutes. That's something that a human being cannot do. We're also controlled by emotions. AI is trained not to be controlled by emotions. So whatever decision it's making, it's making them with no emotional bias.
Yes.
But also we have to remember that the data that this AI is being fed is human data. So if the data by itself was biased in nature, it will give a biased outcome at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of analysis online. People basically criticizing the AI for sometimes giving the incorrect information. So I believe AI came in at least a decade earlier than Chat GPT, which became popular recently. So in the financial world, it's not completely new. It has been there. So judging from what we are seeing with the banking sector, especially in the US and Europe, we have seen a lot of banks holding out of losses. And would you say that their AI applications have not been working for them?
What I'll say, I'll blame the data that the AI has been trained on. When it comes to training these models, we have several models. We have the unsupervised model. The unsupervised model is usually the best when it comes to sentimental analysis. What happens in unsupervised training model for AI, you just let it learn by its own, and it's going to make a predictive pattern on the data that it finds online. Then we have what we call reinforcement learning. The reinforcement learning is what most people use for trading bots, to create the trading bots. Reinforcement learning, you have to give it correct data, see whether it gives you the correct information. If it doesn't, you reinforce it by giving it the correct information and let it learn by itself. Then we have something called deep learning. The issue is that with deep learning, it's quite expensive because deep learning looks into what you call computer neurons. It's able, with deep learning, it can be able to check data for over 15 years, 20 years with no limit. It's also self-learning. So if it makes an error right now, the next second it's not going to make that error. An example for that, which is not maybe in the Forex industry, but which will help, is the AlphaGo AI. The AlphaGo AI, after 2,500 years in the industry of playing the Go game, it came up with a move that no human being has ever predicted or played that move. And it was trained using deep learning, and it was able to train by itself. So for the banking sectors, we have JP Morgan, which has something called Index GPT. It's in beta testing right now, and it has been posting good portfolio management. It was rolled by the bank to help their customers with portfolio management, give them advices on what assets to acquire and all.
Just to reel you back in, about market manipulation, and I know, Rufus, for you, you've been trading for a while, and with your background with AI and what is happening in terms of market manipulation, are you trying to say that depending on how you train an AI, you can actually be able to manipulate the market, and is that now a problem?
What I can say is that that's true to begin with. Depending, if you train the AI with wrong data, it's going to give you the wrong output. It's just like what we normally say in the computer world. The computer will give you whatever you give it. So the moment you train it with biased data, maybe for a certain company, it's going to be biased. Even in the trading decisions it's going to make, it's going to be biased. We humans, we are biased in nature. So at the end of the day, we have to ensure that the data we are giving this AI is not biased. Because at the end of the day, the AI needs human beings to train it.
Interesting. So let's say you are to make a choice, either to invest your money with Index AI under JP Morgan, or you give your money to, let's say, Warren Buffett to allocate that fund for you. What would you choose?
I'm quite optimistic, and I'll still choose AI.
Interesting.
Because here I have a tool which is able to relentlessly monitor my portfolio 24/7, every minute, every second. Whatever news are coming in, it's able to know the news which have come in. It's able to detect behavioral patterns that we human beings cannot detect in news. But it can be able to check the current news which have come, maybe compare it with something which happened ages ago, but we human beings will forget that. So I'll still give it to the AI.
Awesome. I'm more of a manual guy. So back in the day, I remember when I was learning trading, you would, let's say, learn a trading strategy, be it, let's say, using chart patterns, let's say, support resistance levels, moving averages, and other technical indicators. And if your strategy was working fine, you would now move to convert that strategy into an EA. So an EA is basically an expert advisor. So it's basically a robot that will trade for you based on the preset conditions. So one of the biggest challenges with using an EA was having it understand or comprehend real-time data, or basically what's currently happening in the news. So the EA would continue applying the same rules despite there being new information in the markets. So the new junction between the EA and AI makes more sense if the AI is able to get that information. So it's a pretty interesting world right now. However, over the last couple of years, what I've observed is that the number of individual traders who actually apply trading manually is rising higher than the number of people who are using bots. I wonder why.
I think it's because we have unscrupulous developers who just fish out trading bot. It hasn't been tested well.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. When GPT-3, the first GPT-3, which was rolling, that time there was no OpenAI or something.
Yeah.
It had over 1 million back testers, people who were just testing it, feeding it correct data. Here you're having a trading bot that has just been trained by a very small group of people, which has been given minimal data
Yes.
to access. But once you have a large language model that is able to sift and has been trained on so much data, it becomes way more accurate.
Yes.
So the more data you give it, the better it becomes. And in case you decide to go with the deep learning curve,
Yes.
you have the advantage of today it makes a mistake, tomorrow it won't make that mistake.
Yes.
We human beings, when we make a mistake, we take time to correct, but it will correct instantly.
Interesting. So they normally say that whenever there's a gold rush, it's the guys who are selling the shovels that make the money, right? So I think the top theme for the year in investing has been AI. So a lot of guys have been looking into investing in AI as well as AI companies and stocks. But then the best performing stock right now in the SP 500 is NVIDIA, which basically provides the GPU or the graphic processors for the AIs to use. So where do you think the opportunities lie for AI right now? Who are the guys selling the shovels?
I can't say in AI there's anyone selling the shovel.
Yeah.
I'll compare the AI time we are in back to the Renaissance period, which was about the 14th to 17th century.
Yes.
That is when people decided to move from the medieval way and crave for new knowledge.
Yes.
Which the Greeks had.
Yes.
And during that time, we saw so much scientific advancement and
Yes.
all.
Yeah.
And currently, in the current age for AI, which we are in,
Yeah.
that is what we are expecting to see. But this one will come with so much changes
Yeah.
that in a few years' time, we won't be able to differentiate what reality is. We'll have a different perspective of what reality is. Because in nature,
Yeah.
AI understands reality differently from the way we understand reality.
Yeah.
Are you saying that people like Rufus should start looking for other jobs like podcasting and stuff, like market analysts? Because at this point, you're literally telling us there's this huge conversation about AI actually taking away jobs. And now when you're talking about the market analyst and the financial markets and the bots, of course, but I'm just here wondering who actually gives this data if you're taking away these jobs that AI is supposed to take away?
What happens is we are now training. OpenAI has moved a notch higher. I think they have about 150 employees currently.
Yeah.
When they started, they had over 1 million employees who are training the data.
Yeah.
Currently, they're able, the next GPT 4.5 model,
Yeah.
it's self-training.
Yes.
They're no longer using people's data.
Yes.
They have set it to be self-training.
Yeah.
So there won't even be those jobs for training those AIs. But it will cause unrest in the job industry. But of course, at the end of the day, there are those jobs that at the end of the day will still need human beings to be there.
So are you saying we
But
start
most
looking for
jobs,
physical jobs?
We can't say physical jobs, but I
Because,
believe it will create opportunities. What I believe is AI is just a tool which is here to empower us at the end of the day.
Yeah, but from what I'm seeing, currently, especially in the US, most of the tech companies are actually offloading stuff. They're just firing people left, right, and center. So I don't know if they are getting more AI models that can do the job better.
Yeah, that's at the end of the day, if you're having an AI model, it can create for it when goes into fraud detection systems.
Yeah.
Most banks in US have been implementing those, so you don't need fraud experts there.
Yes.
Because a fraud expert will need to go through this account, go through another account, will take him time to check anomaly.
Yeah.
But when you have a real time, let's say an auto GPT that can be able to sift through so many transactions that have been done before,
Yes.
which were flagged as fraudulent, it's able to do that instantly.
Yeah. So let's try and bring the conversation home. For Brenda, she runs the FX Pesa Academy. We have satellite offices in Kitengela, Thika, Isli, Nakuru, Eldoret, and recently we opened in Kampala. So let's say you are a trader, say in Eldoret. How can you take advantage of the current developments in AI to improve your trading and investing?
I think mostly it will be in sentiment analysis. That's what I'll advise people. Because we have, there's a company called Trading Curve.
Yeah.
They have automated AI bots for sentiment analysis, which can be connected to Discord groups. They're able to check so much news that is going in, be able to tell people what's going to happen. And if you can be able to make use of those AIs, where you fall short of, I think it's good to work with it because it's going to once you remove the emotions out of the trading, you first reduce the risk of making bad decisions at the end of the day.
Yes, but we never really removed the emotions, do we? They are still there.
But if you have an AI that is doing the trades for you, it's able to execute those trades instantly. Once it's able to sift through the data that it has, it's able to place maybe an order for you instantly. And when there's a loss that is coming, it's able to stop that and maybe rebalance your portfolio.
So I remember.
I have a question, Rufus, to him and also to you as a trader, of course. Is there a risk for over-reliance of AI? Because of course you mentioned about the AI-generated picture that caused the stock markets to dip. And also now with the voice, you can design anyone to say anything around the market. So is there a risk if you over-rely in AI as a trader?
There's always a risk in over-relying in anything. But we've grown to over-rely on computers. We believe them. Right now, we rely on them on everything. It's the same thing for AI.
Yeah, I remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter and he was fighting the bots. Some people would actually create an account and use the name of a company, ticker, as their account name. So you'd, let's say you go to Twitter and create a company called NVIDIA. And then you'd announce something crazy, you know, like we're projecting to make losses in the next 3 months. And then the AI models would automatically pick that and add that to their models. And the AI has no way of knowing whether it's that's legit.
Exactly.
So caused a lot of havoc for like a week because guys were just creating new accounts left, right, and center. And the moment the AI picks that from several accounts, it's able to react to that despite not knowing whether it's legitimate or not. So sometimes you'll find those glitches from time to time, like with the Pentagon thing. I think back in the day was Kovfefe. You remember a tweet by Donald Trump? Yeah, it caused a lot of movement. People didn't know what it meant. So there was a lot of uncertainty in the markets. So whereas on one side, it can be very beneficial. I saw it with the Reddit saga. It was called GameStop saga. You remember when the shares of GameStop rallied for over 1,000% in a week? Yeah. So guys were looking for those stocks that were popular on Reddit, and they would use AI to analyze all the posts on Reddit to see which ones are more popular. And then if a company was very popular, then you'd find a reaction in the markets. So if you are running a sentimental model, I agree it will basically improve your understanding of what's top or what's trending in the market. And maybe you'll be able to react faster than the average trader in the market.
So the emotions are here to stay.
Yeah,
you need the human touch always.
So do you think those AI models are affordable to the average trader?
The odd thing is that AI is the cheapest technology we've had after a century, I think I can say. it's cheaper to create any AI models. Creating an AI model using OpenAI,
Yeah.
it costs you around 5 cents
Yeah.
per each request.
Yeah.
No, per each 1,000 requests.
Yeah.
It's very cheap and very affordable compared to having a financial advisor.
Yeah.
The training cost for training a model to its completion,
Yeah.
it can't surpass $2,000.
Yeah.
Even if it's a big model, because remember we're building it on top of another existing model.
Yeah.
You're not building it from scratch.
Yeah.
So AI have become very cheap. That's why left, right, and center, you wake up every day,
Yeah.
you find there's a new AI tool, because it's the simplest thing to develop right now.
So now that a lot of firms are moving towards AI in terms of investment, do you think there would be some imbalance in the markets where if I'm using, let's say, some form of AI GPT to do my investment analysis, so if let's say it recommends NVIDIA and you do the same, it recommends NVIDIA, and it does the same for several other firms, would there be an imbalance in the markets?
I think so, but I think at the end of the day, the developers who are building these big AI models,
Yeah.
those are some of the factors they have keyed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, because I saw the other day some guy trying to design a logo using an AI model. But you see, when the AI model is doing its research, it's basing that on other logos that have been created before. So what it actually came up with was a very overused logo or logo design, very similar to Firefox, and it was real bad. And bad is an understatement. So do you think that effect could also be present in investing using an AI?
That effect, at the end of the day, I think it will still come down to how the AI model was trained.
Yeah.
Because an example for what you said with the logo AI,
Yeah.
it had to be trained before
Yeah.
with different AI, with different logos that were existing in the market.
Yes.
That was the mistake. I think for that logo to be better generated, you first train it by enabling the AI to be able to detect graphics, to understand what graphics are, and now give it a few examples.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm alluding to is the lack of original creativity on the AI side. You know, like when investing, you actually need some level of creativity to identify something that is totally or completely undervalued and somebody that nobody else is looking at. And most often than not, those tends to be like the best positions that you ever take in your trading.
I think AI can be able to find those opportunities that we human beings cannot be able to detect for trading. But if an AI is not well trained at the end of the day, it's going to feel like it give you something that is what I can call redundant.
Yes.
So the best AIs, I'll say, they're the ones which I can say they are self-learning. If an AI is self-learning from its own self and not from a human being, it becomes better and better. The same thing. It's the same thing when you go to practice today. If you continue practicing, you become better. But the moment you stop, that's it. So for AI, it never stops. Every day it's learning something new. It's learning to improve itself. Where it makes a mistake, where it finds an opportunity, it grabs that opportunity. Also, when you're training AI mostly, we usually are oriented towards them capturing things that we human beings cannot detect. That's the entire point of having an AI, to be able to help us in areas that we could not be able to do well.
So we have only talked about sentimental analysis and bots in trading. What do you think about applying AI in technical analysis, back testing, as well as doing your investment research?
When it comes to those areas, I think AI excels way much better than human beings in this perspective. Those areas, when it comes to technical analysis, you're using data that is already there.
Yes.
So AI is good at comparing complex data.
Yeah.
It is not limited in terms of knowledge.
Yes.
Me as a beginner trader might be limited in terms of my technical analysis capabilities and how far they can stretch.
Yeah.
But here, if I have an assisting tool which is not limited, it can be able to give me a better technical view of my trades.
What would you say has been the most impactful AI tool in your trading?
I haven't used AI tools that much in trading
Yeah.
because what I normally use mostly it's for sentimental analysis.
Yeah.
Especially in the crypto world,
Yeah.
it's where the market shifts
Yes.
very dynamically.
Yeah.
You can never be on your phone 24/7 checking on the news.
Yeah.
So I am on a Discord group
Yeah.
that is an AI bot for the sentimental analysis for crypto markets.
Yes.
So it's able to pick any news that come.
Yeah.
And on top of that, coupled with the new AI tool, which was brought up by Elon for Twitter
Yeah.
to fight the fake news, it kind of seems we are headed towards the right direction because if we're having other companies which are oriented in creating AI tools that are able to detect fake news, at the end of the day, I can be able to have my AI tool, which I can be able to use for my trades without worrying that it's going to fetch data from fake news at the end of the day.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So to our viewers, if you have any questions regarding our presentation today, feel free to reach us through our social media channels. So you can reach us at FXPesa on Twitter, and also you can use any other means on our official channels. So thank you very much, Anthony, for joining the session. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you.
Hopefully, our listeners were able to learn something new today. So if you are just seated there trading and you're wondering how other guys are beating you, then it might be the time to start looking into AI.